So, Jeff, thank you so much for joining the podcast and or the meeting.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited to hear these new features we're going to talk about.
Thank you. So, let me start by sharing my screen. So, full disclosure, this is a feature that we are launching in this video. We constantly make enhancements, push updates to our platform, so features move, change in in the format that was released. So somebody who's watching this video far in the future, I recommend that go back to our website and look what is available to you, and whether this feature is available to you or not at the subscription level you are at. Again, please look at our website. It will give you information on whether it is available to you or not. So, before I start further, I want to, as a DJ, you are a DJ, I'm a DJ, and I'm going to ask you a question. So, let me bring you into the scene. We are performers, we work at events, right? We are, we have responsibility to make sure that we arrive on time, we bring the right equipment, the equipment should be working, we're playing the right kind of music for the crowd, and we are engaging with the crowd, right? We do everything right, and people love it. So there's this guy in the audience, Joe, right? He loved our music. In the moment, he thinks that, oh my God, Jeff is going to be perfect for the event that I'm thinking, right? My event is next month, next year, whenever it is. In the groove, he's in the zone. And the question for you, Jeff, and to all our audience is this: do you want to start the conversation right there, or do you want the user to, the guest to go home, maybe forget, maybe lose a chance of like really starting the conversation right there, and then not even come back? Or do you want to start the conversation right there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question too because your job at that event is to take care of your clients who booked you, whatever it's a corporate event, wedding, bar mitzvah, whatever it is. So, I mean, it's always nice if someone comes up to you and be like, "Hey, you guys are awesome. You got a card," but that doesn't always happen. So for me, for like the first is the client there. So, I mean, I would love to have a hello, take a card, let's chat after. But obviously, your focus is what's going on there. So I
Yes.
would say that. So you're not going to have an in depth sales consultation, whatever, while you're DJing and people are dancing, right? Yeah.
Exactly. You want to start a conversation, you want to say, hey, let's chat, leave me your information, right? Yes, you want to pass your business card to them, but also, I want to hear, just leave me your information with me. And that is exactly what we are trying to solve with this feature. The name of the feature is Action Buttons. Action Buttons is available in most of our apps. The idea is exactly that. You have somebody in the audience who is engaged and who's thinking, hey, maybe I can use this provider. It could be a photo booth company, it could be a DJ, it could be the wedding planner, right? Anyone. Like, hey, I want to see if it works out for both of us, right? And these action buttons exactly help you start the conversation. Not only, of course, share your information, but they are also sharing some information with us. So the way this works is there are 3 buttons. These are customizable buttons that we are bringing to the event, and the apps, and you can start the conversation. So going deep into it, these 3 buttons are, the default settings are book me, contact me, and tip me. You can customize the labels, you can customize the content. It comes built in with default forms for book me and contact me. There are basic fields out there. And then we also have, if you have a full CRM and you want to use your CRM's intake form, you can connect it to that, right? Um, Also available is our tips functionality. So if you do accept tips and you want to have the tips button in the front of the app, you can do that as well. Now you can connect it to various digital wallets, including Venmo, Cash App, and there are a few other available there. And if you want to accept tips through credit card, you can connect it to a Stripe account, and your guests can actually leave you tips through the
So
credit card as well.
let me interrupt you real quick. A question about that tip me button. You said they're customizable.
Yes.
So if I'm doing a fundraiser corporate event, could that turn into a donate button that's right on there? I know you do have it. I know the donate functionality is built in already, but can you move it to one of these if you wanted to?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
this is a
that's
great
cool.
idea. Yes, it is possible. It is possible. Thanks for thinking out about it in that way. But
Yeah, because I
yes,
have a few galas coming up, so that's one of the things. The beautiful thing about this software is that I can turn it into whatever it needs to be for the event I'm doing. So to be able to they're always doing the fundraising at these galas. So to be able to have something like this, like where it's right there up front or in
yeah,
multiple places, because
yeah,
obviously when you want people to donate, you're always trying to push it at these corporate events. So to be able to have it in multiple locations within the app, like that's a slam dunk.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great suggestion. Yeah, yes, that is possible. And I'll show you. So in next few minutes, I want to quickly show you go over and show you. And by the way, I did miss the second bullet up there out there, which is sometimes it is not appropriate to have these buttons out there. It depends on your personal workflow and what you are bringing to the event, right? So all these buttons are, you can toggle them off. So hide them, pick
That's
and
great.
choose one, pick and choose three. It all depends on the way your workflow is. Our job is to make sure we give you those options.
That's awesome.
Cool. So I'm going to share my account and I'll quickly show you where it starts, how do you set it up, and then go through the journey. So cool. So this is my demo account, and these events that you see are all my demo events. You can see this is a paid account, so this is a subscriber account, and there are some events over here. So to start with, to configure these buttons, where these buttons default actions is going to be, it's under members only. You go into your loudspeaker setting, and under loudspeaker, you can go to action buttons. So very simple. It's one place you go and set it up. What do you want? Do you want the default settings to be on? Do you want default settings to be off? What do you want the buttons to say, right? And then once the action is taken, and if you're using our default forms, where do you want the correspondence to go? This is the tips section where you will configure all your tips wallets. There are a few right here, and that's your Stripe account that you can connect to the event. Once you have set it up in your loudspeaker, now all you have to do is, as you're setting up the event, whatever your default setting is will show up into your event automatically. So we're going to use this event, for example. And once you're here in this event, say we want to, again, where the setting is. So go into settings, and now I'm customizing what I want to do for this particular event. Action buttons, and this is what is happening here. I can keep them on for this event, turn them off for this event, right? Say if I only want to see the tips functionality over here, that's also fine. That can be done. Cool. So I've kept all of these on, and on my phone, you can see these buttons show up over here, right on the top.
Oh, nice. So basically, if you're using these buttons similarly in certain events, once you do the work of setting up the button, you could just on and off depending if you're going to use it.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So keeps it simple. And if you
Yeah.
set it up as default on, they will always be on.
Got it.
And then you can toggle them off. Yeah. In my phone, I know the visibility is a little low, but you can see. So you can see this is the default form. So it shows the fields that are required fields. And then if you don't want to use our default form, you can connect it to your you can give the link to the link on your website or your CRM form.
Does your default form have any availability to customize the default form, or is it just kind of use that, but if not, use your own? Is it pretty much standard?
Right now, we have
Okay.
kept it very simple: turn on,
Got
turn
it.
off.
Right.
With our default form, there are two frictions that are less, which is if the user has provided their email, that is already pre-populated. If they've provided phone number, that's pre-populated. So
Right.
the user can breeze through the form faster.
And less friction is
in
always a good
future,
thing. Yeah.
say that again.
I said less friction is always a good thing. Whatever it
Thank
makes
you.
it get people to the where you want to get them to. Faster is
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And and it triggers a basic simple email. hey, here's a user, here's what they're looking for. You can, and from there you can start your workflow and conversation. And in future, I think so that's a great point. Maybe we give some customization possibilities there. The thing that comes to my mind is there are some groups that we have that only do weddings, only focus on weddings. So they can remove, we do have a long list of days and every type of event, and maybe we can reduce that.
Right.
So if you're just catering to weddings, that could just be one of those. And yeah. So what do you think? What's your feedback? You're almost the first ones to see it right out of the production. So what do you think? What is your feedback on the flow?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, for one, having it all up front, it's less having to move through the app for a guest. I think for me, I've primarily been using it for weddings, but I do have some corporate events that I'm gonna start using them on. So I think that, like you said, the fact that when I first saw it, I was just like, I hope we can turn them on and turn them off. So to me, the fact that you could do that, and I think that's a great thing about this whole program, is that whether you're getting suggestions from me or other users, you and the group, like you implement them. Like you see, we're showing you real world experiences. Like, hey, this is awesome, but I noticed this happened at this event, and it could be a future thing. So the fact that you can take those on and off, because I know for me, I wouldn't use tip me in that, but I would definitely turn it into a donate button for the corporate stuff. I wouldn't do that there. And the contact me, I think, is a great thing. The book me, I like it, but I would probably, change the wording around, like a let's chat or something like that. But the fact that you can do that, because obviously we're in this business we love what we do, but you still have to make a living off of it. And, yes, you want people to book you, but obviously there's nicer ways to say than, hey, book me. You don't want to look like, you're being too selly or selling. So the fact that you can change that to whatever, I always change stuff to language, how I talk. I never put anything out there in the world that like, oh, this doesn't sound like Jeff. So the fact that I can change those buttons to sound like Jeff language or whoever might be using it, I think is great, for sure. So I think there's definitely a lot of value in that and what those buttons can do. And the fact that you have them there now, you'll probably get suggestions from me in the future, someone else that, hey, can we have this button do this? So now the button can let people know, if the button can jump 2 steps and get the client where we want them to go quicker, then that's even, even if it turns into, I already saw that, be like, what if a button goes to a tips, like a thing for a couple at a wedding that people can just type in, oh my God, good luck on the wedding. One of my favorite wedding tips is, for a great marriage is to do this. So I even thought about that like that button could be almost like a, when people pick up those telephones and leave those thank you messages at weddings, it could almost be like some kind of sign-in board, something, whatever. So the wheels start turning ready what those buttons can do to keep people engaged in the app when there are downtimes, or a way to push this app closer into like off parts of the wedding. Like, can you do more with it in cocktail hours? So maybe that button could be something that they could do with it outside of sending in photos and videos. So it's definitely a cool thing. It definitely leads to like letting the app open up to do more.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the idea. Love all these suggestions that you're saying. Yeah. And one of the things that we are going to do that's on our roadmap is change the colors. Right. Right now it matches the default branding colors, but we want to make sure that it will match your theme and your wedding colors. So that's one of the things that's going to happen very, very soon. And then the things that you said are also amazing, where you can actually, for the event, you can customize it to donate now. Like that how you're providing that level of service to your corporate clients, especially the nonprofit ones, right? That just changes the game for the nonprofit also. That
sure.
You're not just doing music, but you're actually helping them move the cause further.
Right. And anything you can do that like, lets them know that you're giving extra value to your client. And they always remember, any client will remember extra value. Even if they book this service for just photos and pictures and sharing, and then you can add that in there where it's just part of it. And you think to them, it's like, whoa, it's almost, they think they're getting something for free, but it's built into this software that you keep evolving and creating. So, and any extra value you can give to a client, they'll remember that. It's almost like a guaranteed little check mark that you're going to get it next year. You know, because corporate and galas, they're every year they got to raise money for schools or whatever it is. So like those things are great. You know,
Thank you.
because I
And
know in the software we can put. I just use your the software for a corporate event up in Boston, and we had certain things that were hitting every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like videos and stuff on there. So when you add a donate button and you can put or donate or a bid button, whatever it is, when you can have that, what the cause is to keep rotating in there, and you get to
right.
tie that button and what's going on the screen together like flawlessly. That's another thing. It's one less thing we have to do as the entertainers. You know, we do all the homework up front and all the customization you guys give us, and we set it up, and we just know like once we hit go time, it's gonna do its thing. So that's another good thing about like these buttons. It's one less thing we have to manage because it's already set up behind the scenes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when we started, you had a you had a feedback that, hey, should we start the conversation? How deep you want to go? Does it still align with how you said it, that, hey, I don't want to have a deep conversation with you, but I want to start a conversation. I don't mind starting. Does it align with that overall, Jeff?
It does. Like that one button, like the one button, if I change it to a let's chat, because I thought about it already, I would probably use my own little form, because in there I can use my verbiage to kind of soft sell them. You know, like, oh my God, it's so awesome to see you on the dance floor. I had a great time. So, blah, blah, whatever, and then at the bottom, it's like the ask, like, hey, if, you need me in the future, looking for whatever it might be, or, let's chat, let's connect, I'd love to be part of the next, whatever craziness. So that there is a path there for sure,
Yeah.
like just a way to do it. Or even if it's, that thing is like, if I'm pushing, say I'm a producer, I'm pushing new music or edits, like, oh my God, thank you so much. Check out the other stuff I do.
Yeah.
So like there's like be able to attach your own form. Like that button legit could be anything you want to soft sell or push or, or whatever it might be.
One other thing that, as I'm talking to you, the thing that is coming to my mind is, maybe we can have, sometimes we don't get a chance to get feedback from the guests. Maybe we can actually connect, leave us your feedback. That could also help you,
Right.
push your 5 stars and the ratings up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You're getting people into that. So maybe that could be one of those where you're pushing that button too.
Yeah. I mean, it's always nice when you look back after the weekend or after the event and someone tags you on a reel or a story or something like that. They're like, oh, this DJ's crushing it. But also, like you said, if you could get like an actual few words where you can a postable something besides that, I mean, again, that's added value for us almost, if you think about it. If there's a way you're trying to always look for more content to push, if there's a way to strategically and cutesy make it sound cool that people want to do that, I mean, you're creating content without having to actually create the content. They're doing it for you. You just get to post the flowers, the accolades. So I didn't even think about that, but that's another way to use it for sure.
Thank you.
It's all about soft selling. I just think it's just the way you present it, what it says on the button, what it says once they click on it. If it makes you feel like they get value to give it to you, or it's fun for them, or it doesn't make sense, or it makes sense. It's not too selly, but it is good because you're getting them in the moment. They've all had a few drinks. They're all dancing, have a good time, and they want to go look at the pictures afterwards or whatever. That's a button. Oh my God, this DJ crushed it. I got to give him a shout, So that is definitely it's an angle for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Jeff, thank you so much for your time. And to our audience, follow us, and we will have more such content. We want to hear your feedback when we release our features and how the functionalities are working. This was an enriching experience for me as well, learning firsthand. Hey, what do you think, and how do you think? So we're going to have this similar content come up on our channel. So keep following us, and thank you for your time.